most gyms do not get enough leads in the door to really grow their gym consistently with churn and stuff like that. Because we hear time and time again, especially I would say, Blake, probably this last, year or so, year and a half, we're hearing, "Well, yes, I've been, things are going okay, not great. I've been stuck at the same revenue for the last, 6 to 18 months." Guys, if you're saying that, we would love to help you.
You're an inspiration to our entire organization.
Welcome to the Gym Marketing Made Simple podcast. We're going to be talking the done-for-you marketing and sales strategies proven to work with boutique fitness gyms to increase quality lead flow and grow your revenue. Don't try to be a professional marketer and waste tons of money. Let the experts at Lasso do it for you. And now, here are your hosts, Blake Ruff and Sherman Merricks.
All right, guys, here we go. Another episode of Gym Marketing Made Simple. Today, we're going to talk about some very, very important stuff, right? You know, Obviously, we're an ad agency, right? So we want to get you more leads so that you can help more people. But we want to talk about some key points that are sort of misconstrued at time, or people don't understand the importance of specific things. So we're just gonna jump right into it. And Blake, where I want to start off, I want to talk about, as you get leads, whether they're organic, paid, I want to talk about the lead follow up, right? Because I like we see, we have clients that pay us and then they don't follow up with the lead very well at all. So, Blake, like, what would be, yeah, let's just jump right into that. Like, what would be some of the key points for the lead follow up?
Yeah, I think, one thing gym owners a lot of times think, oh, this isn't working, XYZ. Not a lot of gym owners, but people always ask us, a better way to phrase this is people always ask us, why wouldn't this work? Right. And this is the number one reason why this wouldn't work. And to be honest, this is the number one reason why it wouldn't work for any business is you don't follow up with your leads. Imagine people reach out to you or you reach out to somebody, right? Whether it be, who knows what it is, try to think of something real quick. Lawn mowing, just looking outside. So lawn care, or like Sherman, pool service. And
Yep.
Sherman reaches out to 3 different pool service people because he's like, hey, well, he lives in Florida, so year round, his is open. But in Indiana, you got to open your pool. You reach out to 3 of them, and 2 of them take 48 hours, 24 to 40 hours to get back. And the other one takes 5 minutes to get back to you. Which one are you going to choose? Like, regardless of the quality, because you probably don't know the quality yet, just like your leads. The truth is, guys, like, you're not a unicorn, and nobody knows the difference between F45, your gym, all these things, other than probably the F45 Orange Theory have better marketing, like organic marketing, and much cleaner. So you're already at a disadvantage. You look like more boutique style, which is fine, but you have to do better. If it takes you an hour to get back to people, you're missing out on sales. So the best clients we have and the most successful clients get back to people within 5 minutes. If you're listening to this right now and you're like, that's crazy, can never do it, you're never going to be uber successful in paid marketing. And I would honestly say you're probably not going to be uber successful in your business, because that lead follow-up process within 5 minutes, it's proven by studies by Harvard, increases your sales rate. I think what is 80%?
Yeah, it's high. It's high.
Yeah.
It's high.
So it's like 80% if you contact people within the first 5 minutes. And, we hear these people all the time like, oh, can I just use AI conversations and stuff to take over the conversations? And it's leaning away from that. I remember that conversation, we were talking about that all the time last year. But now it's like, hey, people are realizing, no, like the human connection is always going to win, which we kind of stated. So if you want to go back a year from, we said the same thing as we're saying now, is that responding to people manually, yes, you can have automation set up to reach out to people, but calling people and getting back to them within 5 minutes, you are going to win all the time. The other thing, and then I'll let you kind of take over here, Sherman, but the other thing is people give up way too early. 50% of your sales are going to be made from either the 5th to the 18th follow-up. There's a lot of gym owners that are like, oh, they didn't respond to me week 1, or after I reached out twice or called them twice, like they're a bad lead. No, they're just not ready to decide yet. And think about it, like there are things that like I probably have in my shopping cart on Amazon or wherever else that I have looked at probably 10 times because I haven't purchased it yet, right? So you need to see things over and over and over and hear from people, but before they will purchase. And simply that is because they don't trust you yet, which means the three most important aspects: know, like, and trust. So you have to get all 3 of those done in the first 5 to 12 touch points. If you're able to get on a phone call with them and build rapport, you have a much more likelihood of selling
Yeah. So, like, here's the thing. I believe that one of the big frustrations that Tommy and we talk about a lot of times on the ROI calls um, is we only need you to bat 10%, right, from lead to close, right? So for you guys that aren't great at math, if we get you 100 leads, right, 10 signups would be solid, right? That would be a solid effort. So what that means is there's 90 other leads in there that are not going to convert month 1, right? They're not going to click on it, come in, talk to you, sit down, and get going, right? But as Blake mentioned earlier, most half of the sales happen from the 5th to the 12th, 18th touch point. So if you're not following up past 1 or 2 touch points, you're actually just doing the client, your business, yourself a huge disservice because you're not giving it enough time. Remember, specifically when you're running paid traffic, some of these people, they don't know, like, or trust you yet. So it takes time to prove that you're actually good at what you do. It takes time for them to see you multiple times every time they get on social. Now they're getting emails from you. Then they decide, well, I've been on this list for 2 months now. Now let me go in and talk to them at least. And I believe, like most gym owners say when we talk to them, if I can get them in front of me, I can sign them up. I believe that for the most part. But the difficult part is getting these people off the couch into the gym. And I believe people just give up way too quickly, right? Way too quickly. Blake, you have anything to add to that?
Yeah. So think of it this way: use your automations to enhance but not replace the real human connection when it comes to lead follow-up. It is there to enhance it and get responses and get people to respond, but you still need to make the human connection there. I think the other thing, that things fall short, if you are running your own marketing, is your offer not just being clear. You're not having a clear offer. And guys, a free trial isn't an offer. That's it. I mean, technically it's an offer, but like it's not enticing, I should say. Is it? I would say it's not desirable at all. Like to come try a free class. Everybody does that. It doesn't separate you. You want people thinking, hey, it's simple, it's time bound, and it sounds like high value, right? So something to get people in the door to say, hey, what is that thing? Or I'm interested in like getting results in this amount of time, or a longer trial based thing for, small dollar amount to get people in. One big thing is, just making it so that it's simple and clear on what you're offering them. If they come in like, saying all these things, the golden rule is if they can't repeat it back to you after one sentence, it's way too complicated. You guys can earmark this, you can pin this. I think a big thing to say to people, or I say to gym owners a lot, you don't want people burning mental calories coming in the gym. You want them actual burning real calories when they're working out. What I mean by that, what is the easiest thing that you get on? Okay, like as of today, and I don't know when this will be released, it's July 10th. Everybody probably knows what's going on right now. Amazon Prime Day. I can order something, it'll be at my door tomorrow, right? So I know I need to make everything in life, not everything in life, when it comes to business, frictionless and easy to come in to the gym. I don't want to make it complicated. If you can't say it to somebody in like 2 sentences or less, don't be texting people stuff that. Like, if you send me a paragraph while I'm driving and with my kids, do you think I'm going to want to respond to that? No, it's overwhelming. Like, people send me paragraphs and I like don't read it for days. Well, Sherman's the worst, but like if you send him more than 3 sentences, he's probably not even going to read it nor respond to it.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
So it's got to be under 2 sentences, guys. And here's just kind of a tip that we have found. Like I said, don't burn mental calories. Asking or questions is very, very good. It's this or that, right? That way they don't have to think of the response. They're not burning mental calories in their head. And so making them say, hey, like, are you looking to lose weight or gain strength? They're probably looking to do both, but it doesn't really matter because your gym's going to do that. But they can simply say, but if you say to somebody, hey, Sherman, tell me what your goals are in the next 3 to 6 months. He's like, dude, I don't know. Like, well, I want to lose weight. I want to be able to keep up with my kids. And then he's thinking about those things, right? Like, just saying that, like I'm thinking, okay, I got to think of all the things I want to do in the next 3 to 6 months. That's hard. Asking, hey, is it this goal or this goal? Great. And then he didn't have to think about it. He knows which one, right? Keeping it more vague. And then because when you get them in the door, that's when you're going to ask all the questions. So I think one big thing is having an offer that is enticing, and then making sure when you're communicating with people, it is clear and direct.
Yeah. I mean, so I believe that the clarity is really one of the big pieces that folks miss. And that's why we try to help folks sort of craft an offer, right? When they first come on with us. When I say offer, I want to be clear, guys. We don't mean discounts, but if you don't have a clear offer, folks just aren't going to sign up, right? I like to say, if you confuse, you lose, right? Like no one's going to come in uh, for the first time they've heard about you from an ad. They're coming in, they want to lose weight, and then if they're confused, not crystal clear about what's expected, what they're going to receive, they're just not going to say, well, I'm sort of confused, but here, take my credit card anyway and charge me what you want, right? So you have to make sure that this is very clear um, when these folks come in, right? You have to make sure it's very clear about what's expected, what they're going to receive, because clarity will make everything better for you. It'll make it better for the client, and there'll be no mix-ups once we get going, right? So yeah, I believe the clarity is a big piece. Blake, let's sort of move past it. Let's talk about sort of the sales system, right? Obviously, I get fired up about this. I believe that anyone that wants to quote unquote sell or help people in the gym industry can do it, right? I do not believe you need to be a world class salesman to help folks sign up for gym memberships, right? Yes, you need to improve your sales skills and stuff like that. But I believe there's many gyms that are just missing the basics, right? So some of the basics would be one, you need to make sure that you and your team are doing uh, like they're practicing, right? You're role playing as a group, right? I know it's difficult to get everyone in, and we have part-time coaches and all of that, but if they're doing sales, that is what it takes, right? It takes that type of collaboration, that type of feedback. Oh, Susie heard this, well, Mike heard this, and then everyone gets to sort of fast track to getting to where they need to be. And a sales script would help guys, especially beginners, right? Now, a sales script is sort of like a roadmap, right? You do not have to follow the sales script A, B, C, but it gives new sales folks sort of a framework to work off of when they get stuck. Because they're going to get stuck in the beginning, right? We've all been there. No matter how great you are at sales, we all start somewhere. So having a sales script really helps, right? Even if you're great at talking to people, you're a people person like me, you still in the beginning need a sales script because when you're starting off, there's going to be stuff that's going to pop up that you may not know, how to get through this awkward silence. And most of the time, is the awkward silence. You just sit there and let them deal with it. And so the script is sort of one of those early things you need to get. Also, you need to have a consistent process across the board that everyone is doing. So that way, if I'm doing sales call, Blake's doing sales call, and Blake isn't signing up people, but Blake's doing something differently than me, or vice versa. Well, there's no consistency, so we don't know where the problem is. You extrapolate that out, but where you have 4 or 5 people doing consults and there's no consistent process, that's a major problem, right? Again, all of this stuff takes time to get it right in the beginning, but once you get it down, it's pretty simple, right? It's not rocket science, guys. So you need to make sure you have a script, um, a consistent process, and again, like we talked about, uh, you know, you need to make sure that you guys are practicing on the process, specifically objection handling, right? That's the part that everyone sort of runs from. They're like, well, what about when they say this, or they're going to give me a objection? Yes, guys, most people are going to give you an objection, and a lot of times they're still interested. They're just saying, hey, I don't totally know about this yet. I like what you're saying, but maybe I need to go talk to my spouse, or maybe this is outside of my budget right now. But guys, there's ways to handle every single objection, especially in the gym industry. There's not many. Once you've been doing this long enough, I feel confident enough to sit down with anyone at any gym. It doesn't matter if I'm selling global gym memberships, CrossFit gym memberships, High Rocks membership. I can sign the person up for what we're selling because I know enough about fitness and people, the results they want. That's all we need, guys, right? And again, it takes time, right? It takes work because for me personally, my sales style is not the high pressure type, right? Like that's not what I do. It's not a huge pressure thing because we've all done it. If you've been in sales long enough, if you like pressure someone into signing up, and then one thing doesn't go great, they're going to say, "Well, you told me, you fooled me," and it's just going to be bad across the board, guys, right? Oh, the only thing you're doing in the sales system is helping them make the right decision based on their goals, right? That's all you're doing. That's all you're doing. You're helping them make the right decision that they've already told you early on in the process, right? Because when you're in the process, they told you, "Hey, I want to lose 15 pounds. Hey, I've struggled with this." Well, you talk about how the gym does all those things, so there's really no reason for them not to sign up, right? So let's take it from there. Blake, I'll let you talk about the next point because I really wanted to dive into that sales system, get some clarity around that because I think that's a big piece folks are missing.
Yes. And we've said this before, guys. So, like, our best clients are ones that have built systems, built processes, and are kind of, we hear it a lot, and we love it when we hear it on call, not for the client, but we know that they're going to be a good client. And so, if you're listening to this and you got this far, kudos. It's kind of a longer one. But B, if you're like net -1, net +1 each month, and you're really not growing. And this has been going on for 3, 6. We've been gotten calls like for the last year, 2 years, right? And you're just not growing your revenue. Like you have good churn, like your churn's under 5%. You're gaining as much as you're losing every month, right? We're a great fit. When we're not a great fit is when you have a lot of broken things and expect us to fix it. So you wouldn't add more to a deadlift when you have really bad form, right? You're just going to hurt yourself more. Well, it's the same thing with business. Don't throw a bunch of leads into a broken system. The thing you need to do first is optimize your pipeline and then add ads. Make sure like benchmarks that you're hitting. Make sure that like, you know, if it's organic traffic that you're only doing now, like honestly, you probably should be closing about 50% of organic traffic. That's lead to close, not show up to close, right? So you should have a 60% show rate. So like if people book and they come in the door and quick things you can do for that if you're having a bad show rate, like nobody showing up, like don't book people outside 3 to 4 days. Number one, right? If you're booking people 10 days out, they're not going to show up. If you're not sending confirmations, make sure you send confirmations. If you're doing those two things and still having a show, like a low show rate, send a personal message, whether it be video, audio recording. Hey, Sherman, can't wait to meet you tomorrow, man. It's Blake. I'll be there. I'll be waiting for you at the door. Excited to talk about your goals, right? Just short and sweet. And if you're not good on video, and we've seen this before, if you kind of record a video and you're like, wow, that just seems creepy, don't do that and don't send it, right? Because your show rate will go worse. Anyways, and then 80% close rate when people come in the door. If they're organic, you honestly probably should have about 90% close rate. If your close rate is like 50% with organic traffic, it is going to be 20% with paid traffic, right? Because going back to, they don't know, like, or trust you yet. If people are coming your door and seeking you out, you should be closing at 80%. And so those are the main things to have in place before you start paid marketing. So that would be a huge thing of like, do I have those things? Am I getting 50% close rate on lead to close of just my website traffic right now? Are 60% close showing up? And am I closing about 80%? And then there's things within those, right? Like show rate would be like the 4 days things. Close rate, obviously handling objections. Booking rate would be another one. 50% booking rate, or probably honestly, if it's just organic, 80% booking rate is what you need. So if you get 10 leads, you need 8 booked. And then, so that means that by the end of the day, you should close a minimum of, 5 of those total if you had 10 leads with a 50% close rate of lead to close there. So those are some main things to have before you start paid marketing.
Yeah. Well, guys, before we get out of here, I'm going to give you a few action steps, just a few, because I want to make sure you guys can really, take action off of this episode. So, all right, let's go. Number one, you need to make sure that you're really following up quickly and consistently, right? Because here's the thing we talked about. It takes 5 to 12, 18 follow-ups, right? To get most of the sales in, half of them at least. And you need to make sure that your lead to speed is quick, right? Guys, if someone responds to your ad at 9:07 and you don't get back to them until 3:07, that's a poor job, right? Lead to speed is quick, guys. Within 5 minutes would be ideal. If you can do it instantly, that's even better, right? So make sure that you go through and audit your follow-up process for speed and frequency, right? So you have to have a CRM for that, right? You need to make sure that your offer is clear, right? You make sure that your offer is simple. There's one clear call to action across your website, the ads, because you want people to know what they need to do. What is the next step? Is it book an intro? Is it book a discovery call? Is it whatever? It needs to make sure that it's very simple. From there, once you get them in, now we need to make sure that we install our sales system so that everyone that actually does selling in the gym is on the same page, right? Make sure that, so you want to install, make sure you install that proven sales system across the board for everyone. Yes, it's going to be a little bit of work, but the people that really want to do it, they will do it, right? So make sure that you have a system that works across the board for everyone. And then next thing is obviously run paid traffic, guys, so you can have these opportunities, right? Most gyms do not get enough leads in the door to really grow their gym consistently with churn and stuff like that. Because we hear time and time again, especially I would say, Blake, probably this last, year or so, year and a half, we're hearing, yes, I've been, things are going okay, not great. I've been stuck at the same revenue for the last, 6 to 18 months. Guys, if you're saying that, we would love to help you. We would love to help you get to that next level. And it's not very difficult if you have these things put in place. So, Blake, you have anything you want to close us out with?
No, sir. Go follow up with your leads.
All right, guys. So go follow up with your leads. And guys, as always, tell a friend to tune in. We will chat with you guys next week.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to the Gym Marketing Made Simple podcast with Blake Ruff and Sherman Merricks. We hope you enjoyed. We believe marketing should increase revenue and not waste money. So book your free call today. Head on over to lassoframework.com. That's LASSOFRAMEWORK.com and find the right words, get more customers, and increase your revenue. We'll see you here next time.